outside, enjoy the sun. So I invite you to join me. It's not real pretty outside yet, right? Like everything's brown. So I thought I'd pick the green Jeep as a backdrop. All right, so we are going to go through the Shamrock challenge today. So every letter of the word Shamrock represents a different exercise, and we are going to do each of those exercises for 17 reps. So to complete our 4-leaf clover, we'll go through it 4 times. You can do different versions of these exercises to make it harder or easier. If you are a current user of the Uplyft Fitness app, I have put this workout on your schedule for today, and I've even chosen which version of each exercise I think makes the most sense for you. So some of you have a very customized workout to follow that might not look exactly like this one. So if you're watching this workout and you're going, Lori, I can't do that, make sure you go check your app. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're starting with S, and that stands for Shamrock, and it stands for squats. So we are doing 17 of these squats. I'm going to be taking this jacket off really quick. Make sure when you're sitting back into your squats, you're pushing your hips back. There's 10. We got 17 more, or 7 more. As you come back up, think about keeping your knees pushed out. Don't let those knees cave in. There's 15, 16, 17. All right, getting rid of the jacket already. Awesome. Next exercise is high knees. We're going to make every single one count. 1, 2, 3. Bringing your knees to your hands, not your hands to your knees. We're going to count this as 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. S-H-A stands for alternating lunges. So we're going to alternate legs, stepping back. This one's a little bit easier for me to keep track because I can count on my fingers. There's 5. And as we're stepping back, make sure that you're letting that back knee almost come to the ground, but don't let it touch. The deeper you can go, the better. And if you need to, feel free to hold on to something for balance when you're doing these step back lunges. 14, 15, 16, 17. S-H-A-M stands for mountain climbers. Got my mat down here. I'm going to put my hands on my mat. Every time we move a toe forward, it counts. 1, 2, looking out in front of you. 4, 5, 6, 7, shoulders over your wrist. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yes. Shamrocks. Next is R. We're going to use the dumbbell for this one, and this stands for Regal Twists. All right, so if you have a dumbbell, you're just going to hold that dumbbell horizontal, lean back just a little bit, let your eyes follow the dumbbell. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, keeping your knees bent. 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Regal twist. Shamrock. O stands for overhead press. So we're going to take the same dumbbell that we just had, and all we're going to do is press it overhead 17 times. What I like about this is that our elbows are staying in the line of scaption, is what that's called. It's a very safe position for your shoulders to be. Think about hiding your ears at the top. Another thing to think about is your ribs. Don't let this last rib stick out. Keep it tucked in. I'm going to guess you got 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. That was O, overhead press. C stands for crunches. So we're back down on the ground, and we're just going to keep it a real basic crunch. I want this ball to move. So 17 crunches. Let's put our knees right over our hips, hands gently behind your head. Exhale as you come up. 2. Pushing your back into the ground. exhale as you lift. 5, 6. Doesn't have to be a big movement. 8. Oh my gosh, that sun is hot. Feels so good. We're gonna call this 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Exhale as you lift. 15, not 15, 16, 17. C is for crunches and Shamrock. And the last one is a kettlebell swing, which I totally forgot to bring my kettlebell out, but that's okay because I know a lot of you don't have a kettlebell, so we can pretend that this dumbbell is a kettlebell and we're going to swing it. So I'm kind of holding it like this and I'm just going to swing 17 times. Yes. 3. We call that 5, 6. All I'm doing is hinging at my hips, standing up tall, squeezing my glutes, keeping my arms close to my body for as long as possible. Okay, and then my arms come back in contact with the front of my ribs as soon as I start to hinge backwards. We're gonna call this 14, 15, 16, 17. All right, awesome. Now that's a one part of our clover. We're back to the beginning, 17 squats. If you feel like you have to take a break, go ahead and take a break, catch your breath. Here we go, sitting back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You notice I like to kind of push my arms out in front. Helps me kind of counterbalance myself. Plus you get a little extra movement in the upper body. Here's 15, 16, 17. S is for squats, S is for Shamrocks. After that is high knees. Now if you want to take this more intense, instead of doing a march, you can run it out. Totally up to you. Depends on what you're kind of going for today. I've already done this, I don't know how many times with live clients this morning, so I'm going to keep it right here with this high knee march, making sure to bring your knee to your hand, not your hand to your knee, okay? I'm going to guess we got 3, 2, 1. How did I do in my count? S-H. H is for high knee, H is for Shamrock. What is after H? Sham-A. Alternating step back lunges. Nice big step back. I'm going to give you a little bit different view this time. Now, a lot of times when I'm working with clients, I feel unstable. I lose my balance doing the step back lunge. So one of the things to pay attention to is make sure that you're not on a balance beam. So I can use this crack in the cement. You don't want to be on that crack. I'm going to have one foot on either side of that crack, a little bit more like railroad versus a balance beam. Okay, does that make sense? Even though I'm losing my balance as I say that. All right, we're going to call that 17 lunges, alternating lunges. Sham, what's after A? M, mountain climbers. If you don't want to go to the floor, you can bring the ground to you. Fender of my Jeep's going to work great for this. Every time I pull my knee up, that counts as a rep. And you're going to get 17 of those. Now if you want to, you can take it to the ground and make it a running mountain climber. Make it fast. Totally up to you and where your fitness is feeling today. I'm going to call that 17. That is M for mountain climbers. After M is R for Regal Twist. This time I'm going to go ahead and use my medicine ball. So if you have a medicine ball, that might feel a little bit more comfortable to hold on to. Totally up to you and what you've got. You don't have to use anything if you don't want to. You can just twist. I like to let my eyes follow the ball. Sometimes people feel dizzy doing that, so you can look up, but try to let your head kind of rotate as well, okay? I'm talking too much. It's a lot easier when I'm doing this with a live client and they can kind of count as I remind them. We're going to count that as 17. Or maybe if I had a production crew, they would help me count as well. We're going to go up on our feet. If you've got that medicine ball or that dumbbell, we're going to use that to go into our overhead press. the O in Shamrock. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Think about that rib. 9, don't let it flare out. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, one more, 17. That's overhead press, the O in Shamrock. After that is C for crunches. So we're just going to take it back to the ground. We'll just do a basic crunch. You can do heels up off the ground. Exhale as you lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is where I really feel the sun beating down on me. 8, 9, 10. I totally miscounted that. Oh, it's okay. Exhale as you lift. And if you're moving at a different pace than me, or taking a break between each of your leaves on your clover, go ahead and hit pause. Totally okay. All right, C is for crunches. What's after crunches? Shamrock. Okay, kettlebell swing. I'm gonna go back to the dumbbell. All right, so I'm gonna have you do your count on this one because I'm gonna talk about the fundamentals of your kettlebell swing. Okay, a kettlebell swing, guys, is really just a hip hinge. So you're bending over, little bend in your knees, you're tucking the kettlebell or the dumbbell between your legs and then driving your hips forward. Is a lot of times the cue that myself and other fitness professionals will use. However, sometimes I think it's better to say bend over, stand up, bend over, stand up, and you're only trying to get to vertical. A lot of times we overextend, and that's not what we want. We want to get the momentum, then stop the momentum. We're going to call that 17 on your kettlebell swings. All right, that's halfway through our 4-leaf clover. We've got two more rounds to go. If you need to, grab a drink. There we go. Now you can see that beautiful blue sky. And remember, guys, at any point, if you feel like you need to stop, take a break, catch your breath, go ahead and do that. Or if you feel like, Lori, I'm not going to worry about the number 17, I'm just going to go at my own pace and switch when you do, that's totally okay too. All right, let's go ahead and get into this squat. Now, if you're looking for a little bit more intensity, guess how you can make these squats harder? Make it a jump squat. If you're used to doing any kind of plyo work and you stop at 10 or 15, guess what? Doing 17 of a squat jump, or even just these squats, man, it makes a big difference. I still want to stop at that 15. It's like my body knows that's how many I do, and that's your 17 squats. After that is your high knees. You choose your intensity on this one. When you're doing these high knees, again, think about that rib. Don't let that rib stick out. Tuck it, and then you feel a little bit of ab contraction. The other thing to think about is when you're lifting this leg, lift those toes up as well. Lift those toes up. That gives you a little bit of a calf stretch, which most of us tend to be pretty tight in our calves. We're going to count that as 17. After those 17 high knees, we're going to go into our step back lunge, alternating sides. If this is getting to be too much, or maybe it was too much from the beginning, you can just step back instead of going into that lunge, alternating, step back, lifting those arms up. Okay, you're still working those legs. You're really getting that heart rate up, but it's less work on the legs. It's still driving that heart rate up. I'm gonna count that as 17. Alternating step back lunge, Shamrock M, mountain climber. So this time I think what I'll do, I'm gonna use my medicine ball. I'm gonna put my hands on the medicine ball as I do my mountain climber. Every single one counts, driving that toe forward. 4, 5, 6, oh boy, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. All right, after mountain climber, we are doing some Regal Twists. right, so if you have a medicine ball, grab your medicine ball. If you have a dumbbell, grab your dumbbell. And you decide whether your eyes follow the ball or you keep your head up. But let's try to rotate that whole body. Get a nice twist. I like to actually set the ball down and then pick it up. And my feet, you guys can't see them, but my feet are on the ground. Sometimes you'll hear, oh, to make it harder, lift your feet up. But I notice when I do that, it becomes so much of a rectus abdominis exercise that I don't feel my obliques. So listen to your body on that. Regal Twist, Shamrock, overhead press. So you can take your dumbbell or your medicine ball, or maybe it's just your arms pressing up overhead, or 4, 5, 6. Make sure you're not arching your back. 7, 8, 9, 10. You might think about leaning forward just a little bit. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Overhead press. ROC, back to the ground for crunches. All right, keeping those knees up off the ground, or keeping your heels up off the ground. If this is too hard, putting those feet down will be a little bit easier. If you notice while you're doing crunches a lot of strain in your neck, one of the things that you can do is put your tongue up on the roof of your mouth behind the front of your teeth. There's something about this that kind of tells your neck to relax. Okay, I've had some people that swear like, oh yeah, that helps. I've had other people say, I don't really notice a difference, but hey, it's worth a shot. Okay, crunches. Okay, kettlebell swings. All right, so, and again, I don't have a kettlebell out here today because I forgot to bring it out. So I'm using my dumbbell, and I'm gonna just hinge forward, stand up, and that dumbbell kind of swings. Now this is only a 5-pound dumbbell, so we're really not getting the benefit of the pendulum or the kettlebell swing. Really, guys, this is about a little bit more about just making that hip hinge motion a little bit more ingrained in our mind, which will carry over into any deadlift or kettlebell swing work that you do. We're going to count this as 14, 15, 16, 17. That's the third leaf of our 4-leaf clover. We've got one more round. Go ahead and get a drink. If you have a curiosity about kettlebells, I have been really toying with the idea of doing a kettlebell course. And I just completed a continuing ed course about kettlebell training, which I've done before. But I did pick up some new things from this instructor. I'm like, yeah, I could totally do a course on this. You guys know I love kettlebells, but I know they can be intimidating. So if you have an interest in a kettlebell course, let me know, and that will put a little fire under me to get in the works. I'm creating a kettlebell course that you can do online, including some virtual sessions with me. So we are back to the 4th clover, the 4th leaf of our clover. 17 reps of every single exercise, starting with squats, representing the S in Shamrock. After squats is our high knees. Let's go right into it. 2, 3, 4. Kind of want to get done with this before school lets out, because all the kids will be walking by. What's that crazy lady doing? I guess I don't really care. There's a couple people out here washing the car, walking by. Who's that girl talking to? I don't care. I'm having fun, not in the sun, moving the body. We're going to count that as 17 high knees. What's after that? Alternating sham. Alternating step back lunge. Nice big step back. Whew, how you guys feeling? I've gone through this, like I said, with a lot of my live clients this morning, but I incorporated it into their regular scheduled workout. And we didn't necessarily do all 4 leaves of the 4-leaf clover. But needless to say, I've made a lot of clovers today. There's 17 of that step back alternating lunge. Sham, mountain climbers. I think I'm going to go ahead and do them on the elevated. Make sure your shoulders are over your wrists. Even if you're bringing the floor to you by using the Jeep or a bench or a counter. Going back to a nice plank position. And we'll count that as 17. Here comes the school bus. Okay, mountain climbers, sham, rock, regal, twist. Awesome. So we're at the 20-minute mark. Still a nice quick workout, hitting a little bit of everything, a little bit of cardio, definitely getting legs, getting some upper body, just getting the body to move. So I would say I was probably sitting at the computer. What time is it? Like 2:30. So I guess I was sitting at the computer for probably about 2 hours. Of course, not straight. I did get up and move laundry or something. But I was like, I gotta get moving. And to be honest, I was gonna do this tonight, but I thought, too many people might have already had a drink. And honestly, I wanna take a shower and I wanna have an adult beverage as well. What's after the Regal Twists? Sham, rock, Regal, overhead press. You'd think I'd remember by now, right? Maybe I'm just testing you. Maybe I'm just testing your mental recall as well. Okay, overhead press, either with your dumbbell or your medicine ball. So yeah, I'm ready to take a shower. Ready to have a nice cold beverage besides my water. So on a day like today, first really nice day of the year, or maybe a seltzer or a beer might feel really good. I'm still gonna hold myself to finish your 3 full bottles of water before you have that adult beverage. Let's get one more and then let's take a drink. And I was just telling somebody this morning, I try to get through 3 of these every day. You would think that's not that hard to keep track of. Overhead press crunches. You'd think that wouldn't be that hard to keep track of, but I can't even tell you, is that my second or is that my third? I really don't remember. So just to make sure, I'd rather err on the side of, especially if I'm gonna have a drink, I'm gonna make sure I get through that one and another one just to be sure. And 2:30 in the afternoon, really 2 workouts into the day. Man, I don't know. Is it my second? Is it my third? I really don't remember. You think I would remember? I don't. We're going to count this as 15, 16, 17. All right, that was our crunches. Last one, kettlebell swing. Now, what I'm